Hey everyone, I am back. I know it's been a while, but weird things have been happening around my house. I can't really say that it's paranormal because I really don't know. It could be because the house is 45 years old. But, yeah. It could be just the vibrations of us walking, wind outside, and everything else. But I am back, and let's continue our Savannah tour. And let's remember, be prepared. Okay. James on the phone had a master plan for the city, which included a street grid, green spaces, and urban gardens. This was known as the Orman-Lefau Plan. For the most part, city owners stuck with it. And today, Savannah owns some of the most charm to the layout. The city has 22 town squares, and Columbia Square is one of them. The area around Columbia Square was known as Eastern Commons during the 18th and 19th centuries. It was predominantly Irish neighborhood, known for its seedy bars and bordel houses. Today, Columbia Square is home to three of the city's most haunted houses: the Davenport House, the Keyhole House, and the 1790 Inn. The ghost of a tabby cat, an Irish servant named Anna, and two of the Keyhole children are known to haunt the immediate area. Columbia Square is also known for being the birthplace of Savannah's historical preservation movement. The Davenport House was slated for demolition in the 1950s, until 7 women band together and saved the house from destruction, kickstarting the historic Savannah Foundation. The square itself was almost demolished when developers wanted to knock it down in favor of a large thoroughfare. The Abraham House, the current headquarters of the historic Savannah Foundation, is also on Columbia Square. The town square around Savannah were built in waves, being laid out according to Orman-Lefau Plan as the city expanded from the river. Columbia Square was part of the third wave of the city square being built in the 1790s. That was a good one. The square was also named after the female spirit of America, known as Columbia, who in turn is named after Christopher Columbus. Columbia Square served as a border to Savannah's Eastern Commons. The neighborhood was majority Irish and home to a number of brothers, bars, and taverns. During the Irish potato famine, Irish immigrants often boarded up the Davenport House, which served as a gateway into the neighborhood. The area was a poor place to go drinking until a stock worker and Lormans would spend the night out in the Eastern Commons. It was common to see the Irish and German immigrants mingling with African slaves in the servants. Irish immigrant William Keyhole built his first house on the east side of the square in 1885. 7 years later, he built a larger house opposite from the first after repairing the profits from his various businesses. In 1940, the movement of modernizing Savannah created called the demolish the city's historical houses in favor of new development. Developers saw opportunity to widen the Hamilton Street and make way for more traffic, and Columbia Square and surrounding houses were set to be demolished. Fortunately, the movement gained little traction. The danger of losing the Davenport House really set Savannah's purposation movement into motion. The long abandoned building was condemned as good as concrete for demolition. Upon hearing about the plan for demolition, 10 local women band together and bought the house, saving it from becoming a pile of rubble. They soon became the founding member of the historical Savannah Foundation and went to save over 1,200 buildings from destruction. At least 400 of those buildings were built before the Civil War, highlighting the historical importance of the Preservation movement. The Davenport House was the original headquarters of the foundation until they moved their headquarters to the Abraham Festival House, which also sits along the Columbia Square. In 1970, a foundation from the Warpole House plantation, one of Portland's earliest settlements, was moved to center the Columbia Square. The area around Columbia Square is home to 3 of the city's most infamous haunted houses. Although Columbia Square itself isn't haunted, as far as we know, there are enough spirits within walking distance to justify its status as a haunted hotspot. That was weird. The Jumping House sits on the northwest corner of Columbia Square. The large red brick building, erected in 1820 by Isaiah Davenport, to house his large family and several slaves. It later became a boarding house, providing shelter for numerous Irish immigrants. Today, the Davenport House is a museum, but the ghosts from the building's earlier days reside within, including one of the most unique ghosts in Savannah. The spirit of an orange-white tabby cat haunts the halls of Davenport House, and is quite friendly, and watchful. It hops from room to room by jumping through the walls, and it keeps an eye on the museum's running tour. The ghost of a young girl is also seen inside the Davenport House. Presumably a victim of the yellow fever, and is believed to be a child of the Davenport family, or one of the many families who stayed in the boarding house. Did anyone see that? I cannot point on camera. That orb over this way? Maybe that one was not the bug, but that one wasn't. Now I lost where it went. The Davenport family, or one of the many families who stayed in the boarding house. He is often seen standing in the second-story window or playing alone in the front yard before vanishing into thin air. The Keyhole House was second home to the Irish immigrant William Keyhole, who became proprietor while operating several foundries around Savannah. The Keyhole family had 10 children, and was one of the norm at the time Not all of them made it into adulthood. The two of his children died from unknown causes, but their spirits live on in the house. The house is now a hotel, and guests often claim to hear the sound of children playing and singing residual memories of the keyhole children living out their short lives around the house. Adding to the mysterious and the mystery into the building, Short staying at a funeral home, that has caught a whiff of strange smells, like the scent of rotting flesh and smell of old perfume. Okay. Ew. Some guests also claim to feel a particular sensation of being watched, encouraging usually old spots around the house, and being touched in their sleep. The 1790 Inn is a hotel, restaurant, and tavern, just 1 block removed from Columbia Square. The building was built in 3 stages between 1820 and 1888. At least 3 ghosts inhabited the building, the most famous being the spirit of Anna, who committed suicide at the hotel sometime in the 1820s. She was set to be the bride of an arranged marriage but fell in love with a sailor instead. When her lover sailed away for the final time, she tossed herself out of the third-story window, though some say her future groom was one who pushed her out of the window. Anna is most often encountered in room 204 and is known to tug at the seat from the guests while they are asleep, or cry in the corner of the room when the lights are out. The ghost of a young boy named Thaddeus is also known to leave the pennies around the lobby and kitchen of the building. The spirit of the voodoo witch, Doctor, roam the kitchen hotel. Kitchen. They are very friendly and have been seen tossing pots and pans around the kitchen in a very angry rain. Many believe that the ghost of the Keyhole family is tormented, so angry at their mistreatment. Savannah is a paradise for history books, and it's a thing that must have been nearly lost to modern developers. Those who don't know their history are doomed to repeat it, so learning about the dark and bloody history of one of the nation's oldest cities is a valuable experience indeed. Thank you for watching my channel and video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm Haunting Girl, and I'll speak to you later. Until next time, pleasant dreams.